Well, it's a few days after I'd actually intended to start this, but I'm going to look at getting my green wire sorted out, since that one's no good. What it involves is at intervals along this strip you'll have these contacts under here labelled plus G, R and B. So the white line is the plus line and the others are the red, green and blue. And these strips, you can actually cut them at that point if you want to have a shorter strip. And with the shorter strip you can then solder on wires to those contacts. So what I'm going to do is I have to try and get the silicon cover off this to get down to where I can get the soldering iron onto that green wire. So that's so far so good. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to solder iron, tin that green wire, then solder wire onto that, and back to this green wire here. And so it begins. Green. So there it is. Hopefully it's only on the one wire. Do this one. I should tin this wire before I did anything else with it. This is the sort of job where you want three hands, of course. Okay, so that's tinned. Yeah. Can I line this up correctly is the next question. Okay, that's on. Probably what I should do before I do anything else is check that I haven't buggered up the other wires or other contacts. Okay, so far so good. Now you'll see that we have blue here, but we don't have blue here, and that's because when I was cutting the silicon off as previously, I managed to cut through the blue track. Whoopsie. This time what I'm going to do is that in contact there, I should try and pull this one out without pulling the white one off. If I pull the white one off, I'm stuffed. Okay. Need to tin this one, I guess. Okay, that's tinned. Probably best done without 12 volts coursing through it. joined. Back on. Oh look, I have green now. That's good. So now I just got to tidy all this up. Start unplugging the soldering iron, let it cool down. I did actually put a bit of shrink tubing over the wire, which I hope to be able to. Okay, that might be pushing the line. No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Maybe. Just sink it in silicon as the quick answer. Silicon cylinder out here and cover up that and that and tie this up out of the way. Job's right. As with so many of these jobs, once they get past the initial inertia that's stopping me, they don't actually take long. It's just getting over that inertia that's the hard part. Right, trim those off. Let's get it with some strategic. Good big bob there that blew all that down into position. And this end to cover up my soldering. Not pretty, but functional. Just the way I like it. Righto, job's done. If I only can figure out where the button is to turn this off when I'm standing in front of it. Well, that was hardly heavy exercise, but outside it's going on for 27 degrees and 76% humidity. And I'm dripping sweat. Time to go back to the lounge room. And in the lounge room, I'm on the big air conditioner today because the one at the back of the room there, that stopped cooling. So got to wait for the air conditioning technician to turn up. He was going to come yesterday, but he had a scooter accident, so he said, no, get better, don't come here when you're struggling. Yeah, so this one is a 25,000 BTU versus a 5,000 BTU, so it's much more capable of moving heat out of here. Not normally needed, and normally I don't use this one because I figure that it's probably going to suck much more power, but as it turns out, to move the same amount of heat, it uses about the same amount of power. So it's not ruinously power hungry. I don't know if it's focused at the moment or not. I can't quite see whether it's... No, it's not focused. On. Holding this thing up awkwardly. Find the focus ring. There it is. It's set to 28 at the moment, up there. And what that translates to down here is 24.6 and 59% humidity. It's the 59% humidity that helps so much. It's so much lower than elsewhere. So this actually feels quite cool. Yeah. And the cooled air blowing on you, cooled dried air blowing on you helps a lot. So I'm quite comfortable in here at something over 25 degrees C. And this thing's been working perfectly since I turned it on last. Prior to that, yeah, well, it had all P's across the display, but it hasn't given me that trouble since. And it was actually useful the other day because we had another one of those early morning glitches on the household off-grid system. So the only thing powered at the time that mattered was the NAS that's sitting behind this screen. So the NAS didn't have to, well, it didn't shut down and have to be restarted manually. So that was good. But yeah, so we've got no other real big plans for today. A few weeks ago I replaced this oil pressure sensor on the genset. The reason for replacing it was erratic readings, very erratic readings, and if the oil pressure jumped below a certain threshold, the system does an automatic shutdown to protect itself from low oil pressure. Replaced this with a new one and did a test run, and the oil pressure was rock solid on 58 psi. After a few minutes it went to 59 psi. So I was thinking, okay, well that's pretty good. Looks like we fixed that problem. Then next time I ran it, it was jumping around a bit more. I thought, don't like the look of that. And in a subsequent run, where it actually ran for quite some time, from 25% state of charge on the shed here to over 70%. Actually, I think it was over 90. It shut down. I thought, okay. When I came and had a look, it had done a oil pressure shutdown. I thought, great. So it's not this thing, it's the connections to it. So what I did most recently was it had the little loop type crimp connectors that get this off here. Little loop connectors that go over the top there, and then this screws down the top. So what I did was I cut off the old connectors, put new ones on, and then soldered them on as well as crimped. So they were definitely rock solid, and put those onto spade connectors which screw down tight to this. And it was still seeing erratic oil pressure readings. So what I did was try to clean up the posts as much as possible, then screw them down tight. And I've did a well, after that I just left it alone because I needed to monitor it while it was doing a run. I didn't really feel like doing a run especially. So I missed last week when it did its maintenance run. Didn't see that happen. Then yesterday it was due for a maintenance run, so I thought, right, I'll initiate that myself and watch it. And when I watched it, initially it was cycling between 52 and 54 psi. I thought, well, that's pretty good, that's pretty stable. And then it was 51 to 54, then 50 to 54, then at the end of about 20 minutes it was 49 to 54. It was jumping between. So I'm thinking that it is still a connectivity issue at the pressure sensor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put fresh spade connectors on this one and do that after I've cleaned these up with a wire brush, and I'll get some electrically conductive grease meant for contacts, and I'll use that to put the new spade connectors on. Then I'll go out and swap this in for the current pressure sensor, and I'll have some more of the grease on the spade connector blades and pull the connectors off the old pressure sensor, or the current pressure sensor, and jam them onto the ones that have been dosed with the electrically conductive grease. I'm hoping that grease will do as it claims and shield the contacts from corrosion, because I think that's what's happened here, is the corrosion has caused the quality of the contacts to degrade. So that's my current plan. So next time the machine does a oil pressure fault shutdown, that is what will happen. But in the meantime, today's Friday, so I'd better do an upload. Just to add to my fun, there was another one of those early morning glitches on the house off-grid system this morning. So of course the gas in the lounge room was okay, but it's on that guy down there. But the other one, it restarted, and yeah, it doesn't seem to have been terribly happy about it, because it's not properly starting the notification center, and I had to go and re-authenticate the notification settings email for it, and then my sync job from the primary one here in the lounge room wasn't working. And I've been struggling with that for a while, and eventually I changed some settings entirely so that it's using different accounts to do the connection, and that seems to be working again now. But I cleared everything off the other nets to give it a clear shot to try and get back in sync. So it's got about 9.7 terabytes to transfer, so that might take a little while. Yeah, but that seems to be fixed now. So I will get on with this editing job and get this upload done.